Thaddeus's headstone was recently set at the cemetery, and so while I was down there, I went on a 233-minute Thaddeus walk at a local game reserve near my parents. And as you can see, it's beautiful there, but the gnats this time of year there were incredibly difficult, and honestly, it was a pretty significant distraction. If you can't tell, I'm doing all I can to keep them away. Uh, but it made me think about just finishing the walk for the sake of finishing it. But then my mom and sister and the kids and I gathered some flowers and started decorating his headstone. And these flowers came from my parents' property, and we just used some vases around the house. I gathered some stones, which you'll see what we do with those here in a minute. But again, these came from the mountain there in Leslie County, on my parents' property. But the cemetery is the Napier family cemetery, and it's very close to where my grandpa grew up. Here the kids are decorating some just pieces of wood, and Mariah gave her barn to Thaddeus, and Marcella drew a very interesting picture with her and Thaddeus. But the kids got to participate and got to give him some of their toys, and so here I am putting some stones just kind of around the headstone, part of the decorations, but also functionally and practically to keep the rain from splashing dirt up on the headstone. And so there you can see there's the kids are working on their things, and there's not much grass around. And this day was quite muddy as well. Here's Marcella again, drawing her picture. There's a close-up. And so what you'll see here in just a moment is me cutting some pine branches and some evergreen type branches. But these represent memory and eternity because they don't change with the seasons. So that was somewhat of a cultural, traditional thing that they would have done before you can go and just buy flowers. So that meant a lot and gave it sort of a unique look. And here you can see what everything looked like as it was finished. There's his headstone, and there's some of the kids' things. And then here is the footstone. The next day, they had the annual Church on the Graveyard, or Church on the Cemetery, and we went to that. I have to make a video on that later, but it's a traditional thing where the family has church, and here's some pictures from that. Thaddeus, we love you, bud, and we miss you incredibly much, and we will see you at the resurrection.